So in my last video, we talked about this article by Kotaku, which essentially says, as you see here, that sources have told it that GTA 6 could miss its 2025 release window and slip into 2026. It said that early 2025 is still currently the goal, but that it's becoming more and more likely it might not land until late 2025. It's also possible that it could even slip into 2026 as production reportedly falls behind. It says that development has started falling behind, and Rockstar leadership are nervous and worried about the game missing the 2025 window and slipping into 2026. But as I said, Rockstar's still aiming for spring 2025, but sources say they aren't sure if this will happen, and a fall or autumn 2025 launch seems more plausible and feasible. Meanwhile, delaying the game to 2026 is on the table as a sort of fallback plan or emergency option if needed. Now, after this news, Take-Two Interactive, which is Rockstar's parent company, saw its stock take a dip in trading. It closed down more than 4% on Monday, obviously after the news about the potential delays. Now, in response to that original article, Mike Straw, who's a senior editor at Insider Gaming, which is another gaming news website, said he'd spoken to sources. As you can see here, I've reached out to multiple sources and told the game was on schedule and that any suggestion of a delay at this point in development is pure conjecture. So there we have two conflicting accounts. One say it's falling behind, one say it's on track. Which one is true? Which report is true? I don't know. It's impossible to say without knowing the quality of their sources. They might just, one or the other might have misinformed sources, or potentially someone with an axe to grind, or someone who's not as informed as they claim to be, or someone who's heard something that's not entirely true. We don't know for sure because we don't know the quality of these sources. And I will say, in terms of this report by Mike Straw, it's not unusual for kind of senior figures at big companies to give off-the-record comments about things like this in response to kind of controversial things, or to try to correct a record, especially if it's kind of impacting share price and stuff like that. They might kind of leak information with the approval of everyone, so it seems very unofficial, but without it being a big thing. But this is just a tweet. There's not a whole lot about this, so I'm not saying that's necessarily the case. It's probably not here. But what I will say is that although these are both conflicting accounts, what the Kotaku story originally said is not really super shocking, I'd say. It said that Rockstar were aiming for early 2025, which is something that many people, myself included, believe is the case. But it said that it could be delayed until later 2025, or possibly 2026. Now, this could easily be just people kind of saying that this, could potentially, in theory, happen. And we already kind of know that there's a possibility of this happening because Rockstar have done it plenty of times before. GTA 5 was delayed. Red Dead Redemption 2 was heavily delayed. So, to say that a Rockstar game could be delayed is not particularly shocking and won't really come as too much of a surprise to anyone. And I will also say that this comment by Mike Straw, is something he points out as well, I should say, is that while a lot of people, as I said, believe that GTA 6 will be out in early 2025, possibly March, and obviously we've been through reasons why people think this before, officially Rockstar have only said 2025. So, it could be any time in 2025. We could be completely wrong. And also, that kind of saying 2025 from Rockstar's perspective kind of leaves the door open a bit for manoeuvre. So they might very well be, as the Kotaku article says, they might very well be aiming for early 2025, but have a backup plan or are open to kind of pushing it back a bit to say autumn 2025, because then they would still be accurate by saying coming 2025. So, conflicting reports, but overall, I mean, there's nothing major here, I think. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that I don't really mind if GTA 6 is delayed a bit. Obviously, I'd love to have it as soon as possible, but if it's delayed for a few months or even another year, obviously that will be annoying, but I don't mind if it comes out and it's good and it's complete. I don't think anyone wants a Cyberpunk situation where they release a game that's not finished, full of bugs, and just isn't an enjoyable experience. And I don't think Rockstar would do that, especially not with a title as highly anticipated as GTA 6. But, I would never want to rush them, and hopefully that's not happening. But, it's hard to say at this point. I think we'll find out a lot more, hopefully, in the coming months. I'm going to make a video on that shortly, and hopefully we'll be getting more details and possibly even a trailer soon.